talking about Amos. This is my 58 Gibson Flying V that I bought from Norm's Rare Guitars about 2.5 years ago. And this guitar turned out to be very special because it has ties to Indianapolis, Indiana, and a music store called Arthur's Music. And Arthur was named after its founder, Amos Arthur. And there's these very famous photos of Amos holding this guitar in 1958, and he has a kind of a perplexed look on his face as a retailer going, I don't know who I'm going to sell this to, here it is. And it turns out to be a very special, rare version of a very rare guitar. In those photos from 1958, you can clearly see this guitar has a black pickguard and a white jack plate. They probably made 10 or 15 of these out of the batch of about 91 to 100 Vs that were made total before they shut it down. So it makes it very rare. What makes the guitar very special is the fact that it has ties to a mom and pop music store that's still open. They opened up in 1951 and they still sell guitars and amps in the legacy of their father, and I love that kind of story. I love that history. It's American history, and you can trace this guitar back from Kalamazoo to Indianapolis to a guy named Pete Mitchell to Norm's Rare Guitars, and then ultimately to me. Sorry to disappoint you, Amos, but yeah, I now own you. And the cool thing is the fine folks at Epiphone were nice enough to make a replica. You know, when I first plugged in the prototype, I was like, wow, they really got the sonics of an original Flying V, and my hat's off to Epiphone. Here I am with the Epiphone Amos Flying V. Some of the really cool features of it is when we first started talking about it, I was like, you know, it'd be really nice if we can get a raised logo. We have a recreation of the truss rod cover that says Amos Arthur. The neck profile, Epiphone did a great job recreating the 58 neck profile. So it's a nice, comfortable neck. They are bigger frets than would have come in 58. Why? Because you don't really want a small fret anything. It's not fun to play. Finally, I'd like to talk about the controls on a Flying V. I prefer them over the Explorer. I like the access to the switch and the volume controls, because when I play, I don't use a lot of effects or pedals. My clean sound is when I roll the volume down, and my overdrive sound is when I roll the volume up. And I like access to the switch, you know, for the pickups. Where on the Explorer, the switch is on the horn, so you actually have to kind of break your stride a little bit to, you know, or just do a Pete Townsend move on it. But you know, it really works well. I mean, the thing I noticed about the Epiphones, they clean up just like the old ones, you know, where you roll the volume down to 3 or 4. And they clean up, you know. And you know, some guitars get muddy as they roll the volume down. These, you know. So, and the tone works great, you know. They are a bit brighter than your regular Les Paul or you know, 335. So you may find yourself you want to roll some of the top end off, but all the controls are really easy to access. The pickups sound great. All the hardware, you know, is you know, it's new, it's not aged. You know, that's your job. You know, we could have did an aged one, but I think part of the fun with guitars is putting your own marks on them. So there it is, 2017/2018 Epiphone Amos Flying V.